Hello and welcome to a special episode. This week we've got a race of champions. Once we finish the Joel Clay Championship, the following week, which was actually a while ago now, Joel organised a race called the Race of Champions. There's actually two of them. This is race one, which is at Brno, and there's another one next the week after. I'll hopefully upload it next week at Motegi, where he got quite a lot of people from the championship, but also other great riders from around the world to come along and participate in what he called the Race of Champions. You just seen there, I've just finished my first qualifying run that put me in pole position. Ellie Ghost in here, Pistols in here, really fast Americans, Stevens, Little Too Zooted, CRJ. It's a really quick lobby, so everybody's sort of wanting Privy in there, a fast Italian. Everybody in here has the potential to win, so it was a really exciting race to be a part of. Now we're just moving on to the end of qualifying. This is the final lap that I managed to get in. Ellie Ghost currently on pole position. I'm 3 or so tenths behind him, and I was just trying to find something extra. It's just so hard when you're racing against the best players in the world. As we come down into turn 3, just trying to perfect everything I could, and as we come through sector 1 already, I'm a tenth down, even though I felt I did that superbly well. Ellie Ghost is just on fire. He's got his setup and everything perfected, just slightly missing out on turn 5 there, but as we come across through turn 6, the bike glides around these sweeping corners beautifully. I felt at home on this track, especially on the Yamaha. It felt so nice, and I was just trying to carry a bit extra corner speed, and as you can see there, I'm still orange, but I've lost a tiny bit more time to Ellie Ghost at the sector 2 point. As we come down to this tricky corner, if you go on this curb, it pushes you in very nicely into the apex. Really tricky corner that, and if you can just bring it back and pick it up on the exit, you can gain a bit of time. And I think that's where I was quite handy, as I come around here hugging the curb beautifully, back up for the final run up the hill, and I've gained everything back. I'm red, which is quite incredible. As we go into the final sector of the lap, nearly invalidating there, using all of the track, absolutely perfecting that apex. Come through this quick chicane, shifting up to third, millimeters away from the curb. I felt I did it so perfectly. I was so excited, but no, I miss out on pole position. I think it was the run up the hill. I just didn't pick the bike up enough, because my final 2 corners I felt were, I couldn't have done them any better. I was so pleased, but nevertheless, to be so close to Ellie Ghost, who made it into esports, and to be second on the grid, I was very happy indeed. I was looking forward to the race and hoping I could challenge him there. As we look at all the other standings, Carlos in here, the champion from Joel Clay's championship, Amir, Pistol, Big Twins. There's just so many quick guys in here. Anyone could win. It was quite incredible. The amount of quality in this lobby was amazing. But we move over to the race. I'm starting in second position, Ellie Ghost in first, and I was thinking I need to get a run on him into the first turn to have a chance. I don't want him to escape, and I know that leading is beneficial on this game. We set off, lights go out, and I get a decent start, and there the bike just really picks up and I fly into the lead. Ellie Ghost is gone, see you later. Down into turn 1, trying not to leave any doors open, playing it a bit safe. Already there's a Yamaha behind me. At this point I'm thinking it's Ellie Ghost, but I think it's actually Amir. As we head down into this left-hander here, just trying not to make any mistakes, because if you just go wide straight away, anybody can just pile their way up onto the inside. And yeah, it is Amir who is behind me, and I just mess up that exit a tiny bit. It gives Amir a better exit, and we go into this right-hander a bit tentative with the new race tyres on, and Amir nearly sneaks through, but luckily there wasn't any room for him to come through there. And at this point now, through the twisty bits, I'm a bit safer if I just make no mistakes. I should be able to pull away a bit, because there aren't really any overtaking opportunities through here. Get a nice exit going down this straight into Kevin Swant's corner, and already, if you look at the map, I've pulled out a little bit of a gap, and that's enough. That just makes me feel a bit safer there, as Ellie Ghost has a crash, and Pistol leaves. He actually crashed by himself. I don't know what happened to Ellie Ghost, but Ellie Ghost leaves as well. That kind of frustrates me. I know how sort of disappointing and irritating it can be if crashes happen. As we just go wide here, I exited that corner, the bottom of the hill, a bit too fast, and well, obviously that's a good thing, but that interrupted my braking marker for the first turn. But yeah, I know how irritating it can be if you have a bad start to a race, but to leave, I mean, after lap 1, and Joel has put in so much effort to organise this race, that seems a bit of a shame to me, but there's nothing that we can do about that, because even if you crash, you never know what's going to happen. Ellie Ghost and Pistol still could have gotten a good result, but maybe people don't like to sort of grin and bear it like me and push through. But skipping forward here, put in a nice 52.2, and already that Joanne has beaten that 1.5 tenths quicker, and that just shows the quality in this lobby. There's no I can't rest at the front, even though I've got a bit of a gap. You've just got to keep on pushing on, because they'll just eat you up behind. So you've just got to make sure you're putting in lap after lap, and I think that is where I did quite well in this race, because I was just doing the same thing again and again. We skip forward next lap, I've gone a tiny bit quicker this time, and I've actually pulled out a bit more of a gap. I was just trying to put in the same lap again and again and again, and that's really hard to live with if you're following, because you try and push that tiny bit extra to close in, but you'll make a bit of a mistake and you'll lose a few tenths. And if the person ahead is just doing the same time again and again, obviously if it's a decent time, it's near enough impossible to catch up. And that's what I was trying to do to Joanne. Even though he was having a fantastic race, it's so hard to live with sort of a fast, consistent pace. And we skip forward again. The guys behind Joanne have dropped off, and I've actually pulled a bit more of a gap on him. And I think it was just the consistency that paid off. Really nice race, and it's a really nice track to go around because of the flowing corners. It's almost a bit forgiving, because I can trail brake into the corner nicely. The braking markers are a bit more lenient, and you can just flow around nicely with the Yamaha, and it really works well for me. Again, 52.2 again. Joanne's gonna have to be putting in incredible lap times to be gaining any time, and it's near enough impossible, especially when you do have a few sort of negative effects of being behind somebody. And there, as we come on with a couple of laps to go, tyres are gone. Joanne has a crash. Maybe he just touched the curb, and that sort of gave me hope. I was relaxed at this point, already quite relaxed that I was pulling away from him, but that was very nice. I was safe at that point, just a matter of don't do anything silly, and the race would be mine. Just coming down on the final lap here, really excited. And I was hoping actually to do a wheelie. I was thinking, oh, what shall I do? What wheelie can I do as I exit the final turn? I was slowing down, pulling back, desperately trying to wheelie, and the bike just wasn't having it, so I ended up doing a slide. instead, but that was a bit frustrating. But as you see in the background, Fox coming over the line, doing a nice Marco Melandri slide. But yeah, it was a really nice race. And Fox, I think, I could be wrong here, I think he was last in qualifying, and to come back and to finish second is amazing. And ironically, we got that 1-2 that I would have liked in Laguna Seca, so that was fantastic. But I really enjoyed this race, and thank you very much to Joel for organising it. It was fantastic. But I hope you enjoyed the video. The part 2 will be out shortly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.